Alright, hello viewers. We've got another unranked climb. Unfortunately I promised someone that I'd do this. Let's turn that off. Alright, but our moves are going to be, or rather our openings are going to be Jobava London on white. I'm going to play Caro and the hell else do I play? Nimzo Indian for black. And then we're going to see if we can't hit 2200 by the end of this month. But anyway, let's dive in. So our opponent played e6, kind of an annoying move. It doesn't really tell us what they're doing. We're just going to go with normal setup for now. I'm anticipating something like this, but yeah. So we're going to go into normal Jobava London setup. And then here we can actually allow them to take, because we're going to have a fine pawn structure with everything on dark squares, and we're going to have a light square bishop. Okay, that doesn't threaten anything. Alright, queen went back. So where would we like to put our pieces? Knight can come here, I suppose, just because this thing's kind of out of position. We could get a similar structure to what we normally would get in this opening. I'm going to start with that. Queen could also move to defend, but then the queen's just wasting more time. Yeah, so I anticipated that much. I'm not quite sure where I want my pieces because I don't have this opening too frequently. You obviously don't want to play c3 even though it's going to look nice, just because you need to go back to that square eventually. What I can potentially do is do something like a4, but I think I'm going to wait to see if I get the bishop here to make that move. Although I suppose pawn here, knight going a3 would not be the end of the world. Yeah, but I really wouldn't like that square. Yeah, we're going to stick with that. What do I want to do on the other side of the board? I mean, again, I don't really know where I want to place this bishop yet. I do know that I have some pawns I could start throwing at my opponent, though, so I mean, it wouldn't be terrible to have my bishop here. The only thing is that then we may get... No, knight can't move. It's kind of tied down still. I also don't know where I want to put my knight yet. So let's start with this. I think that's the most fluid variation. And this is not theory, just because nobody normally brings their queen out like a madman for a few moves. Alright, so now I can play this. And when we get captures, then the knight can come in, I suppose. But I don't know if that really bothers me, because I get the file. I mean, I can accept that exchange of pieces. Alright, so... how do I want to do this? Yeah, we'll play it. So actually here, I just get what I wanted the whole time. I don't know why I was overthinking this. We're just going to damage the structure, keep it simple. Okay, so now he's got a bad backwards pawn, he's got a bad double pawn. Rook can come over to b8, but it's not going to accomplish a whole lot just yet. I think what I'll do... how do I want to do this? I could just threaten this immediately. Okay, so yes, that's a pawn. No, I don't want to uncentralize my queen just yet. I'd rather just get my other pieces where they need to go. But where would they want to go? So knight's going to be coming here. Doesn't really have anything that it wants to target aside from this. But my knight will kind of just take care of that. So this, I have a nice outpost actually. Let's go that route. We're also defending the pawn. Okay, so I'm going to castle as well. I feel fairly safe on this side. Pretty soon I can start trying to take some pawns. Probably play my knight here just so queen can't take back. Yeah, so I expected that. I can move my rook over. But which rook do I want to move? Excuse me. So if I get a move like this, honestly I can just take and then eventually play b4. Yeah, I'll move this rook over. Pretty soon, I don't think it'll be a bad idea for me to start collecting pawns. Might even do something as dumb as just take, and go all the way back and just start pushing. That's if nothing else comes to me sooner. For now, I've got a nice score here. Got a crazy fork that I can play. At the right moment, I can play f5. Obviously not now because he's got a couple of defenders. But at the right moment, I can damage the structure some more, snap off the weak pawns. Because f4 doesn't really serve a purpose apart from being a sacrificial pawn. Okay, so I'm just going to go here. No idea what that was going to accomplish. I guess maybe just trying to get on an outpost. But it's just kind of really slow. So we'll start here. And I think I'd like to take this one, just because it's the most developed, and because I could then snap off that pawn. I mean, yeah, I'm losing this pawn, but I'm not losing a whole lot after that. Okay, do I care about that? I don't think so. I mean, it just seems so slow. I can even take this, just because I have a5 and then captures. No, because a5 and we just get this move. I mean, I suppose I can go here and then break that off, but yeah, let's just do this. Here, if rook, oh, okay. Wasn't expecting that, but it's fine. So I can grab some more pawns. How greedy do I want to be? I mean, can the knight do anything to me? Probably not for a while. I think I'm just going to start being greedy here. Alright, getting a lower on time, so I'm going to play a little bit faster. So I could just go here and then grab this. I can just take an exchange now. Okay. So do I really care? Yeah, I suppose I'll save it. So the threat is here, check here, then queen takes. But I can just grab this. The queen doesn't have a ton of pieces to continue the attack. My rook's just sliding over. Yeah, my queen can, or you could just take that if you'd like. This is actually quite strong though. Am I getting myself into trouble? I guess I am a little bit. So what if I move my rook out of the way? What happens here? So obviously this is, hold up. I can just play h4, I'm pretty sure. Then if he takes en passant, then I'm just gonna grab this. If he doesn't take en passant, then I just have no problems. Alright, h4 seems simple. Okay. I mean, this pawn is not a threat, really. Now my idea is going to be just to trade off the queens, simplify the endgame. So I can even go here, just to gain a tempo. So here, queen down, here. It's just not fast enough, like I'm trading off. What do I want to do here? This isn't as clean a game as I was hoping for, but it's fine. Like, I could sacrifice like 4 of those pawns and it doesn't really matter. So of course right now I'm just threatening to exchange, which is what I'm going to do. Okay. Just getting ready to rook lift. So I wonder, can I just sack this? I could do it just because it'd be instructive. Alright. This is just because I know I win the pawn in game. It's not correct. Okay. He's eventually going to have to move. I'm going to pick everything up. Okay. Alright. So that was a good first game. Obviously, we had a blunder there because we purposely threw the rooks away. But let's go ahead and dive into game 2. I'll just update those. If I had less time, I would not have just thrown the rooks away. Alright, next game. Alright, c4. So there's a couple of moves that you can play here. I really don't know what to play against English. I don't have like a preference. So what I think I'll do is I'm going to start with e6, which just keeps my position fluid. Like I could turn into an Owens defense. I could turn it into... What the heck is he doing? I guess I'm just going to play this like it's a Nimzo. But normally he's supposed to have a piece here. So we'll do this. If the bishop comes, we'll come back to e7. If the knight comes, we'll keep it as is. And then castle. Okay. The reason why we do this stupid-ish looking maneuver is just because the bishop doesn't want to be here. The bishop would rather be like here, for example, but now it's already on a square. Knight is going to the wrong square as well. So if my opponent had any comfort in his position, he should hopefully have lost it at this point. But anyway, let's keep playing chess. So, how do I want to get these pieces out on the board? I guess we'll start with d6. That does nothing, really. I mean, I guess I don't have a great square for this knight, but I can go back here for now. Do I even want to bother with h6? Probably not. I kind of just want to keep developing. Like, I'm not all too scared of any of this. Like, I could even just sidestep it. Alright, we're going to play b6, slide our bishop here. Knight's going to come here, and we'll start tossing our pawns to break the structure. So these new players, you have no idea how strong they are. This guy's not that strong, I'd have to imagine. Okay. That move just seems purposeless and weakening. I mean, now we're probably going to see this. So whenever your opponent has multiple pawns out, they don't have a great place to castle the king because it's not going to be safe anywhere. So all I'm going to do is just kind of slowly develop until I find out where he's castling, which he fortunately just did for me, and now I have a game plan that I can make. So, how do I want to punish him? This diagonal is insanely strong, so I'm just going to keep that. What else do I want to do? So here we can be met with e4, which I would not be too pleased about. Let's see. I mean, I could just go straight to h5, and then we likely get the push. But then I have to back up here and we get this move. But then I can go back. This is probably getting taken. Or I can just take immediately, actually. So here, 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 push, takes. That's actually a decent pawn structure, I'd say. We'll play h5. So I'm going to get into a lot of uncommon positions just because a lot of this stuff isn't standard that they're playing. That's pretty good, actually. So I have an opportunity to sack for a couple of pieces. That will come with check, which is nice. How do I want to do this? Well, first of all, I don't want my rook to be hanging at the end of it, so even if I do sack, so check here, then the knight's coming out, and I'm looking for this move. Yeah, I'll just do a move that looks harmless, and really I'm planning on sacking the bishop. So that just gets my rook out of the way, and now we're going to start attacking him. Oh, he's just going to do it for fun. So obviously they're trying to get this. That just has to be losing. I don't even really have to calculate this. Because my bishop still has that long diagonal, which means it's just could be mate in a couple. Unless they just want to sacrifice a piece. so we got that piece sacrifice. I'll just take the piece. I won't be greedy this time. Now I can kind of avoid this knight a little bit because it can't get back to a great... Okay, he's just going to kick himself out from wherever he had a decent position. Let's do this move. Looking at a check. I'm actually allowing this capture because it gives me a rook lift, which I think can help win this game fairly quickly. I could also just do this. Like, I could just sack that rook too. I don't need it. I mean, that does nothing really. Just prepares my move quite well. So I can just play f4. King here. Then rook over. I like this actually. So this is weak, but it can't be punished. Yeah, so do I want to just give it up? Can I just give it up? So we have boom, takes, check. King goes here, we have check. And that's just going to be king coming here. It's not quite mate. Or is it? Actually, no. Because I slide back down here. They're not, knight gets captured. Shit. Here, I'm not going to sack the rook just yet. I'm sure it works, but there's no point. Like, I'll just keep the rook until I know for sure. Okay, I mean, he's just going to go ahead and do it. Completely fine. This move's coming. So I can even maybe allow the capture of the knight. Let's see. Okay, so if I go here, knight captures, check, king goes back. This is mate with a pawn. Let's try it. So I think that mate works the other way as well. No, because pawn could capture, I guess. Probably need to go ahead and do this. Also don't have to find things too fancy because I will run out of time. Okay, so I have this check, but I could just step up and then deliver the pawn checkmate. What would I like to do? That sounds fine with me. Like, I think my opponent just has to start sacking some pieces if he wants to live this. But it might not be enough. So if this happens, I'll take with bishop. I don't want to take with pawn because I want to leave my mate threat. If this happens, this is actually just mate. If this happens again, I'll just take with the bishop. Okay, cool. We'll go up to 2-0. And let's get game 3 going. another d4 game. Oh, we might actually get the Jobava. Alright. That move does nothing good that I can see. Alright, so we could just get our setup. Okay. Gonna allow ourselves to get kicked. Knight now has to do something or else the double pawns are coming. And while the knight is moving... What the heck? Okay. So, we could play this game the same way we did earlier. And just grab right here, and then we have that weakness to play against. I think I'm going to do that. And then the only thing I'm going to do differently is instead of attacking it immediately, I'd like to preserve this long-range bishop, which is preventing this rook from ever taking that open file. And the way we do that is we just play h3. So if we ever get attacked, we have an escape square. And also, this is just never going to happen. So let's keep playing like normal. Okay. How do I want to continue this? I mean, I could just go here. Start throwing pawns. Okay, that gives me a free tempo. Okay, so I can just block with the rook, or I can castle. One thing I don't like that I did is I did allow him to play this now, though. So maybe just b3. If I castle here and the rook comes... I mean, b3 is probably playable there. So I could also castle this way, allow the capture. Rook comes in, and then I'm just kind of taking everything. But we're going to play this one differently. Here I'm going to allow the capture so that we have more play than he does. Okay, that's not a bad move. So pawn can take. Not pleased with the position I've caught myself in. So here, knight takes. I don't want to sack that pawn for nothing. But if I go here, we have this, and then queen can take here afterwards. And then all of a sudden this won't be protected. Alright, let's look at this e4 move again. So if pawn takes, I just get my queen out of that weird position. And then we can play on. If bishop comes here, then I guess I can take this. Queen takes, knight takes. And this is just a bad pawn, so it should be better, especially with the doubles. So here pawn takes, I sidestep. Let's say here and knight takes. I'll just do... Maybe I'll just capture with the knight. Bishop takes. I just sidestep, and then this is protected. Yeah, we'll try that. I don't know why I got myself into that pickle. My opponent also has played all this in under a minute. And I used like 4 minutes already. I'll play faster now. That's no problem. Okay, so here I have a very easy kick. Is that what I would like, though? Yeah, that's fine. So I'll kick, probably sidestep. Look for this as a target, I imagine. Knight can come here then in that case. We're pretty happy, I have to assume. Okay, so here. I want to say we get the more active position out of that. And it probably benefits me to simplify since this guy's been making weird moves. But anyway, I could do a intermediate, or whatever it's called, intermezzo. Grab one of these. So this doesn't terribly destroy structure, but this pawn will be soft afterwards. So do this, threaten the rook. Okay. Now this position should be pretty easily winnable. Sucks I had to wait for my opponent to play something subpar, but it's okay. That's fine. This is soft. This is likely to be played. Not really believing that move, but whatever. Oh, this is actually shit. Okay, my opponent didn't see this. Let's go ahead and move this guy here. Okay, how do I make progress on this position though? Thinking here we trade this off. Rook can go over to d7. Yeah, let's do this. Actually, hold up. So here takes... Maybe I take with check in that case. This is also just hanging. Do I want this? Why do I not want a free pawn? Then we'll go here. And then here. Oh, sure. Then we'll go here. Rook lift. Don't believe that does anything. We'll just do this. Okay, so I can start grabbing pawns, but then this falls. I mean, I win more pawns than they do in the end. My king's pretty safe. I think I'm just going to start biting off pawns and take it to the end game. Probably was also acceptable to just trade off. I mean, I have a pass pawn already. Yeah, the sooner I can take queens off the board is probably the better. But okay, so we're targeting this. I mean, my opponent gets a little bit of counterplay. Let's see. What do I want to do about that? Maybe here and just here. Ooh. So sidestep, rook takes, queen takes, boom. Okay. I don't think my opponent's going to see this. So one thing of advice I would say is plan some of your moves around how much time you have. Obviously, the less time you have, try to make your decision a little faster. Like if you're running low on time, it's fine to exchange off pieces, stuff like that. I mean, now our opponent's just going to lose, though. I'm afraid that doesn't save you. I'll just check here, and mate. Cool. So we'll go up to 3-0. Not the prettiest game, but it's fine. Here, and while they're waiting to see that they are going to get checkmated, I'm going to use the restroom. So I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let's see who are against this game. Player's fairly new. If they've been losing 10 minutes, they lost at least one, so they're human. Cool. Screen keeps freezing though. Is this our first Caro game? Yeah, this is our first Caro game of the clan. Alright. So our opponent can do lots of things. We have knight variations, we have captures, we have push. I mean, this is rare, but it's possible. Okay. So here we just get a lot of tempo, actually. Okay, so normally we'd like to bring our bishop here, but we're just kind of not going to gain anything from that. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to play a variation of this, where I bring my bishop to f5, and we actually allow this trade. And we're going to be pretty happy, actually, I think. Pawn structure looks very weird, I know, but I think we'll be content. We may see a castle, we may see bishop come here. I mean, knight can always come out. Knight's probably, okay, so we see the castle. So, put the rook right against the king. Obviously, we're going to be attacking this fella. Okay. So now we're just going to trade off these bishops. And then we won't be scared about the dark squares because they're not going to have a dark square bishop. So we're completely okay where we are. And then we're very much protected on the light squares, as you can see. Every one of my pawns, apart from this A pawn, is on a light square. Okay, sure. So I don't really want to sidestep that. That probably won't lead to anything good. Probably just defend it for now with the knight. I mean, this piece is now pinned. My queen is not pinned. Probably just there, castle long, maybe sack for it. We'll see. Okay. So how would I like to play this? I think I just allow him to capture. I think I'm going to have enough attacking pieces. Yeah. This check actually should not be captured because then we have this. Okay, sure. Obviously, if there's no capture here, I'm probably going to keep this piece on the board. Yeah, we get the capture. It's fine. It's fine. Our plan is still extremely simple. So I can go here. And even if we get this captures, I'm pretty sure we just sack everything and that we're fine. I'm not even going to think about it. It just seems like he can't play that move. Like, I'm pretty confident that's not a playable move. Okay, I mean, he's going for it, I guess. How do I want to play this? So obviously for starters, we can just do this, not worry about the knight. Then we're going to get some sort of defensive move. But I kind of want to sack. So let's say we sack, and then a rook comes over to g8. What are my opponent's possible moves? So more than likely, we're going to see this. And I can probably just play what? So check, we run into this move. Which is actually fine for defense. I guess f3 is a better defense than I thought. Which is fine. Which means we're probably playing queen to d5. I'm just going to quickly run the scenarios over my head again, see if I can find anything to do against that move. Oh boy. I still think that sack should just work, but I haven't found it why yet. I mean, surely 3 pieces have to be enough. I don't see it yet. But I think this has to work. So I think what I need to do is, instead of moving the rook first with check, do this check first. And then if we get pawn push, then we can just play knight to g4, and then we're threatening to capture here, or to fork there, rather. And we also have this move. Actually, that looks quite nice. I had more time. I should have thought about this a little longer. Okay. So here I saw this knight move that I enjoy. And if we trade everything, I'm going to have a queen, and they're going to have 2 rooks. Which isn't ideal, but I'll still win that. So let's see, what happens here instead? King probably goes somewhere, right? And then we get this move against the queen. Just gonna be down a rook then. I can't really be down a rook. So we go here and our opponent backs up. Shoot, maybe I do check now. How do I want to do this? Ooh, maybe something like that. Okay. Definitely sacrifice this prematurely, but we might have something. I mean, this is not in the game. And this is too far away from the action right now. So yeah, piece goes here. I still have this move. Oh, okay. Was not expecting that one. Let's see, how can I do something against that? Check takes, boom. That's just mate. But is there any defense that my opponent has against this? So get this. Oh, there's a very nice defense, and it's winning my queen. Okay. So instead, what if we do it this way? Check, boom, takes. There's no threat yet. Guess I can go here. I gotta be winning something somehow. So maybe we sack one more piece, and the king is just in a terrible position. Yeah, I just can't allow him to escape. So here, boom. Alright, we're just gonna sacrifice another piece. Who cares? We'll find a mate. Or we'll lose. Yeah, I'm just counting on my opponent messing something up. Because they're probably actually fine. Like, they could even sack their queen for the rook, and then they just have more material than me. Alright, so we're counting on a mistake here. That's fine. So this move is I think the trickiest I have to worry about. That move comes, we need to play this. Our opponent is kind of running for the hills in that case. Just not great. So I could just play this, actually. Gets rid of the support square for this. I can always hide. Yeah, so rook comes here, we'll take. So that move, I think I wanted to play this. But I could also do it with the queen. So can I still just do this? Yeah, real quick. So here and hides. What the hell do I do? So I have check. But it's just sidestepped. The queen protects this. We're going to do this move. We got 2 minutes to find a mate. That pawn was kind of annoying, though. Ugh. So I know I have this check, but I don't like that I don't have any follow-ups immediately. So I can't just check here. I mean, I have this sidestep, which looks nice. Also threatening that. If king runs, I'm in trouble. So here I have this move. But I might want to find a mate. So this is double check. So he has to move. So it has to be here. Or here. No, this is actually the only move. So that's where he has to move. And then I just don't have another check, I don't think. God damn it. Alright, fine. We gotta just blitz this out instead. I'm not thrilled, but what can you do? Yeah, so right here, we're just gonna take, try to win this. Yeah, I gotta just blitz out my moves now. Yeah, rooks separated are very good. Okay, I mean, that's not very good. But whatever, I don't have time. I played this wrong. I have this move. Let me just watch out for this possible in-between move. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to trade off those rooks for my queen. Because I win this pawn game very easily. Okay. So obviously I want to take this if I will be allowed. Otherwise I'll probably play a 4. Oh yeah, like I said, that's just going to be an easy win. Okay, we're just going to go here. My opponent doesn't have a move. That's fine. So here what I'm going to do is I'm just going to prioritize trading these off. And as soon as I trade those off, it'll be pretty free. I don't have to promote with these. Here, he's going to sidestep, and that's fine. If he takes, yeah, I mean, we're still winning. Okay. double queen. Didn't mean to embarrass him like that. But whatever. Our opponent may make us wait, which is fair. I'll change it to 4-0. Hopefully we don't disconnect. This one I do want to review. I think that chess.com gives you a free review, so I want to use it on this game. I'm just curious to see if any of those sacrifices were sound. I was definitely losing at one point, but I wonder if I could have played things correctly, if the rook sack was fine. I'm gonna have to stop playing like this because this won't work forever. Just so you'll only have to wait a maximum of 30 seconds. Okay. Yeah, let's see if it'll let me review it. Board's a little crooked for y'all, so I apologize.
Your attention to endgame tactics won you that game. Nice job.
Thanks, chess.com. No, none of my sacrifices were sound.
Capturing your hanging pawn. You've just allowed your...
Alright, that's annoying. Whatever. New game. Just make sure it's a normal player. It is... Okay. So we're at around, I think, 1400 strength right now, is what this person's rated. Still no normal Jobava games, that's fine though. Normal Jobava would be knight coming here and pawn being here. You get... Ooh, this is a fun variation. So what we do is we chase this bishop away. Ooh! I played the wrong move. I was supposed to play this move. Now this is fine still, but... Yeah, I played the wrong move. So in this situation, I played too quickly. You only play this move if the knight's here. If the knight is not here, you want to use your other piece if possible. So we sidestep this. We're going to move our pawn up. We're going to move our bishop out. Then we're going to capture this, or they're going to capture. And we're just going to provoke a weakness. That's what this opening aims to do. So if bishop comes here, I'm just going to go knight there. Ooh. That's interesting, actually. I haven't seen that before. So here and here, this is going to be super weak, actually. I bet my opponent's going to be tempted to play this. But then that knight's never escaping. And this is just going to be really weak, which I'm going to punish by going here. We're going to have some exchanges. Yeah, but instead, they're just opting for this weakness. This is probably going to be a quick game. Maybe not that quick. But we're definitely checking. We're going to capture here. We're going to get our knight out. Look for a quick mate. I think the king has to just move forward here, as awful as that looks. And then maybe I play pawn there. And I'm still just going to look to take this because it's really weak. I mean, I don't think that's what you want to do. So I'm going to provoke the capture. Just because then my bishop can go here. the rook can come here. It's not all too scary though. Okay. Can just fall back. It's fine. We already made the king not able to castle. So here I think I still just want to capture with pawn because I love this diagonal too much. My king's fine. I could probably just sit my king on d2 whole game. Okay, that's fine. So let's provoke more of a weakness. I probably will get my pieces something like this. Probably Nate takes his best. Yeah. Still just looking to sit right there though. Now my rook is free. And like I said, probably will be a fairly quick mate. So that actually just traps the bishop. I mean, I don't need to be doing this because my position's already winning, but let's just play well. Okay, rook down there, it's protected. Get one more attacker in the game. Might just castle. No, let's just do this. Looking to break that off. Probably do want to just put my king on d2. I can just get my pieces in this way, it's fine. I mean, castling's also acceptable, but I think he's actually probably safer on d2. And I'm covering some important squares defensively. Okay, that's fine. We'll bring our king to d2. What do I think about that? Let's get the queen off this diagonal and proof the bishop. Actually, it just gets stuck. Poor guy. Yeah, the queen's just lost, I'm afraid. All right. Do we care about that? No, we're just this, now it's hanging. How do I want to finish this player off? Probably just here, get rid of more pieces, or do I want to? So that just loses the rook, so let's probably not do that one. So that loses the bishop. This should be fine though. So I'll allow this and then go king e2. This I'm just taking. I might stop the video after this game, but I'll see what rating they put me at. Like, if I could get to a clean number, I'll play one or two more. Okay, so the opponent just goes back. Let's do... threaten this, threaten this. So if king comes out, I'll probably just grab here. Okay. I mean, he's being tricky. My queen, this diagonal is no longer too useful to me. I'm just gonna do this. I mean, this knight's just annoying me because it's blocking my queen squares. I'll just get it out of the way. So we might see this move, but I actually won't even care about grabbing it. I'm just gonna grab the knight and then check. Alright, so they forfeited. So we go to 5-0. And our rating is 1486 to start with. Probably because they kept giving me stronger people. I think they're trying to not encourage smurfing behavior. But I guess we may as well play one more and just get to 1500. So let's do one more game. Okay, account is normal. Cool. Another Jobava. I think I've actually had white 4 games. And we don't even get a true Jobava still. Alright, so here, what do I like playing? Do I really care? So I could just go with my normal setup still, probably. I don't think I'm too worried about that. We'll just play e3. Okay. We'll take the double pawns. My opponent has terrible development. We go here. I don't know if I like this move of mine, but it's whatever. Yeah, knight here. Knight's gonna come out. We're just gonna probably block it. Okay, that doesn't do much of anything. I don't really want to castle to that side, but I don't really want to do this either because there are actually some okay moves over there. How do we want to do this? Yeah, let's just provoke a weakness. So we might get this knight move. We might get the pawn move. Pawn move would be sick. Ooh, okay. That's an interesting one. So I could just start sending pawns now. Why not? So again, I mean, this might be coming, but it's not scary. Could actually just play this too, and it's just not even a move. Yeah, but then we get b4, which is a move. Maybe I'll just go a3. We'll stop all that bullshit. I mean, my opponent can prep a5, but then it's still going to be a couple of moves, and it's not going to be particularly useful, excuse me. So I can do this, and that's just a free pawn. Or the king has to come out, which either way is not very pleasant. Let's do that. Okay, so queen took. How do we want to play this? So I kind of want to take knight's gonna capture, and then we just can improve the position of our pieces, I think. Can't say I'm too pleased with whatever I've done. Okay, I feel stronger, but not by a ton. You know what? Yeah, I don't want to take that. Ugh. So I can go here, here, and just fix pawn structure. I don't know. I can go here, just farm that weakness. Probably fine. Could also just ignore all of it. Play something like this. No, bishop can take that. What do I want to play against this guy? So is this a move? It's not quite a move. Yeah, it's close, but I don't think it's quite there. What about just check, captures back, and then boom? No, because there's still that in-between move. God damn it. Ugh. So how many pawns did I pick up for that, though? A couple. Not enough. So I was considering knight to d4. It looks tempting. I'm gonna play it. I don't see anything else I like. I don't even like this move, but Alright, I spent 5 minutes just to get to an equal position. So let's play faster. Trade off some pieces when the end game. So now take. Then I'm threatening the rook and the bishop. So rook would have to come here. But I get 3 pawns for it. Are 3 pawns enough? The only thing is there's an in-between move, knight takes. Then my whole strategy is just screwed. Ugh. It could go here. Not in love with that move though. But like I said, I gotta play quick. Okay, so this is hanging. I really don't want to just expose these light squares, but maybe we'll be playing f4 and then king here. Yeah, that I didn't care about. So here rook comes here, here. If we got a check, pawn takes, or here, queen takes. Oh, okay. Let's just do this. Get castled. I think I just want to slot my queen here. Pawn can come, and we'll go here. Or we can sack it. I don't really like this though. Okay, so I wanted a castle, so we'll do that. Probably just slot the bishop back. Okay, now probably here. Yep. Okay, so we got out of danger, I'm pretty sure. Nothing looks scary anymore. This can even come here. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty comfortable now. Sub 3 minutes should be enough to close out this position. It's a rook. Queen has to move out of the way, which means that's a free rook, because then we'll pick this up. So actually, queen can block here. So we can expect that. But we have this move. Okay, that's not a terrible move. Take. Okay, so now I just need to worry about this check being rather annoying, so let's probably just play f3. I'll follow up on f3 with probably e4. Then I should have no weaknesses. Okay, that's fine. Probably here. The rook can come though. That's a little annoying, I guess. Yeah, I don't want this to be picked off, so let's maybe do this. I mean, if the rook attacks me here, I think that's just fine. Okay, we're gonna step up. Alright, sub 2 minutes. I gotta be faster. I really need a rook on d1, like now. Yeah. So this is annoying, actually. It's not that annoying. Alright, ah, damn it. Rook here would actually be very nice. Okay. We'll just stack them. And I'll actually give up this pawn, so boom, boom, takes, check. Oh. Yeah, this I don't care about. There's no threat. The knight can't get into the game. Which means I'm going to pick up a couple of these. Maybe I do this. Just to switch my focus. And then maybe if knight goes here, here. Oh, that I didn't expect. Sure. Alright, got a minute to close this. King goes here, maybe this. We get something like that. Boom, and then, I don't know, check here. Then check here, and it's actually protected. Okay. Alright, so I just calculated 5 moves, but I think there are likely 5 moves. Okay, and now this is the only follow-up check, but I have a block and I'm protected, which means this is happening. And there's no way to protect this now. So I'm just going to take here, and then queen is going to come with a check. We're going to have to drop down, check. Pawn's going to have to take. Rook's going to come. We're going to have a mate or exchange queens. All right. Ooh, that was good, actually. Shit. I'm just going to take it to a pawn on game because I don't have time. So this pawn can't move. he still has some moves. He could go back and forth like this. God damn it, what did I do? Alright, let me give him some pawn moves. Okay. I just didn't want to stalemate him. Alright. Again, I could have made that cleaner, but whatever. Not bad. And we've crossed 1500, so I can make that the end of the video. It's an hour and a half of content. What more do you people want? Alright, well, GG's. Thank you for watching. Let's update this. I guess I have to add a rating now. So 6 wins. And then what's our rating? 1534. One, 5, 3, 4. Cool. Alright, thank you for watching. Catch you guys on the next video, whenever that may be.